takes the notifications to go out.
Oh. Let's see.
Still waiting.
Oh.
Still waiting.
They didn't give out the notifications yet?
Normally, see, sometimes it's instantaneous. Other times it's, and then you still get people that are like, I didn't get any notifications. I'm like, fucking YouTube, man.
Hey.
Ain't nothing we can do. You know?
Are we live? Are we live?
Yeah.
Are we live? Oh shit. Oh yeah. Excuse me. Hi, welcome to Saturday Night Fuckery. Welcome to Saturday Night Fuckery. We all know what we all. Well, actually, excuse me. It's not Saturday Night Fuckery. It's Happy Black History Month. Happy
yeah,
Urban History.
Right.
It's the first. It's the first of 3 years of that. So
Yeah, I'm so removed from Black History Month. I'd be like, please hurry up, let February just go by quickly. Like, I'm just so over it at this point.
February to me is like it's either Urban History Month or you got Valentine's Day. And I guess what's different about Valentine's Day now is that, me and my girlfriend, I have a girlfriend, so that's cool. I think more or less like I'm like, dude, I mean, how do I put this? I don't like Valentine's Day because not because I have a girlfriend. I just hate Valentine's Day on the sake of like, all right, what do I get you? Like what do I get? Like what do I get you for Valentine's Day? Like I'm not really the guy that's like, Jesus, like what do you? What? I mean, it's like it's been so long. I mean, I just got her a gift card, so it's just I just think that it's a corporate holiday. You got a corporate holiday, and then you got 30 days of, feel bad for Black People Day. So I think that's also that. And I know some people will be like, well, it's not, you shouldn't feel sad for Black people. Black people doing good. I mean, however you want to put it. But before we even get into that, let's start with Nick Rakita first. Let's start with the white people first. Let's start with the white people
go
first.
Ahead.
Yo, cook. I mean, cooked is not even a definition for some people. Let's start with Nick Rakita first before we even go to Destiny. I heard Nick Rakita just pled guilty 6 days ago in his drug case. So let me just read you.
Wait, didn't we call it? He was going to take a plea. We said he was going to plead out because there's no way he's taking it to trial. That's crazy. Just take the plea. Yeah.
He's gonna go through it. Everybody, in the skeptic community, button heads and shit. I'm just like, dude, look, listen, y'all want to fight this woke war, right? Y'all want to fight this, imaginary culture war, right? And then some people will be like, oh well, you make safe content, you make video essay content. Okay, got you. But you really want to keep on fighting this war? You're not gonna win. And especially with the people that are up top, they're just as degenerate as the people you go against. So, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, when their channels pop up, I just hit do not recommend at this point. I'm like, still at it, right? We get it. Snow White, million dislikes on the trailer. We get it. Captain America, we get it. Yeah.
D. Oh God, the D. Oh man, this is gonna be a long 4 years, is it?
You think
it's gonna be a long 4? It's gonna be a long 4 years.
I think
it's gonna be a slow roast.
You think it's gonna be slow roast?
It's gonna be a slow roast. It's gonna be a slow roast. I'm just like, oh, just let these 4 years just go by quick. All right, so let's see. So this is from Fox 9. Minnesota attorney and YouTube personality Nick Rakita pled guilty to third-degree drug possession on Friday. As part of the deal, charges against his wife and a friend would be dropped, along with 2 other counts against Rakita. That's actually very interesting. So if he pleads guilty, all charges would be dropped. That's crazy. I mean, under the deal,
he's got to cop to something, yo. He's got to cop to something.
Mm-hmm.
So he admits to guilt without saying I'm guilty.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Under the deal, the case against Rakita could be dismissed entirely if he stays out of trouble. We'll see if that happens. What we know, Rakita entered a guilty plea to third-degree drug possession on Friday. As part of the plea, other two counts against Rakita are being dropped, along with charges against his wife Kayla and friend April. I'm Holte. I'm not saying that last name. All three were arrested on May 2024. Rakita and his wife face charges of drug possession, child endangerment, and a weapons charge. Yeah, he's going away for some time. There's no way he's not doing some time for that. I mean, unless I guess that's a part of the deal. I guess that I don't think you'll be able to drop the child endangerment because you did have drugs in the vicinity of kids. So I don't think you're gonna be able to
They'll just
really get at.
they'll just hang whatever they drop. They'll just hang whatever time he would have had over his head, so he'll be on probation, and
Right.
whatever he
Yeah.
with the whatever time they say is over his head. So he's got a
Yeah,
probation's like
he's
two to
gonna do
three
some time.
years. So yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna do some time. I'm not saying that he wouldn't. I already said he was gonna do time. All right, so under the deal, Rakita also gets a stay of adjunction, meaning if he stays out of trouble, the case will be dismissed entirely. Wow,
yeah.
that's
But he's got to
crazy.
stay clean. He's got to stay good. So they're probably going to drug test him for sure because there's drugs involved. They're going to have
Oh,
monitoring with the kids, supervision, visits, or whatever, how they do with the kids. He's going to have a bunch of time over his head, maybe 5 or 6 years over his head, suspended. And if he stays clean
of course.
for the length of the probation, they'll drop it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this just gets a lot more interesting. The charges against Rakita allege investigators found drug paraphernalia, including three small baggies that tested positive for cocaine, eight green tablets that tested positive for ketamine, and a digital scale. Several other items that tested positive for cocaine inside the Rakita home. I also heard that Nick Rakita's house is under foreclosure, so that means something, you know. The big picture view. Rakita, a Minnesota attorney based in Spicer, has more than 427,000 subscribers with more than 120 million total views on YouTube. Rakita drove his viewership during the high profile trial of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard in 2022 and the Kyle Rittenhouse trial in Wisconsin back in 2021. In recent months, however, Rakita has apparently pulled back from online content. On Wednesday, 2 days before his plea hearing, Rakita went live on his YouTube and Rumble channels for the first time in months. During that stream, he referenced his hearing on Friday, but opted not to discuss any details. I don't understand why he would even be live if you can't even discuss your own trial. Like, why would you even do that?
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
Yeah.
That's beside the point. Besides the point, the point I'm trying to make is what they're saying appearing on another YouTuber's channel, Rakita admitted to using cocaine and making mistakes, including that whole being being jerking off and on a live stream because I mean, nigga, we all saw that. I made a shitload of really bad decisions. Rakita explained they hurt people I really cared about. I have to deal with this for the rest of my life. That I harmed some of the people who were closest to me. That is a product of me and losing control. Rakita also says he's no longer using cocaine. We'll see about that. That's what they all say. Okay, we will see about that. That's what they say. All right, that's what they say. The case background. Briefs filed by the defense in Kayla Rakita's case back in December allege that the case emerged from church rumors about the Rakitas. See, this is why, like when people talk to me about the church,
Yeah.
they gonna snitch. The biggest snitches are in church. Okay, niggas gonna snitch. Pastor, pastor ain't getting some of that ass. He gonna snitch. Everybody snitching. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. I'm not disrespecting anybody that goes to church. I'm just saying, church people be the biggest snitches, but also the biggest degenerates. All right. I know from prior experience. According to the brief rumors that included concerns about child neglect, drug use by the Rakitas, and a questionable relationship with an additional couple, April and Errol, Aaron and April. And again, you're gonna have to like, dude, like, just just the swinging in general. Like, I mean, what do I say to that? I mean I'm no saint, but, like, if you're in a it's like I don't know, if you're, like, high profile, I wouldn't be doing that. You know, like, if you're high profile, I wouldn't be doing that. I just wouldn't do it. I can't do it. You know, I wouldn't be able to do that. Uh, I'm just 48 laws of power, I'm just saying. Uh As noted above, April was also facing charges related to last year's raid on the Rakita's home, and also her ex husband has to like live with that for the rest of his life. Like you have to live with being a cuck for the rest of your life. Like, not me, fam, not me.
I,
As for Aaron, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
well, the cuck stuff, like that's only like online. That's where that matters. But I guess if that's part of your persona where it's tied to, because 9 times out of 10, nobody's giving a shit. Like, you know,
Yeah, and I've heard worse from people. I'm not even gonna lie. As for Aaron, you may remember Fox 9 reported back in September that he had been charged with disseminating private sexual images without consent for sharing a nude photo of oh man, not him too.
that's the
What
first
is it
thing
with
they
you?
do. Yeah,
Oh my god. Jesus
he leaked the
Christ.
nudes. It's like,
Jesus Christ, man. Just what listen, man. It's not I don't know how like what do I say to this? Because we're gonna get on Destiny's ass too. Like we're gonna get on that ass. Him, and then we're gonna go into the blacks. Then we're gonna go into the urban side. Then we're gonna get into the urbans, okay? Because y'all ain't safe neither. What do I say to this? Like it. Okay, and I guess in a scenario where you have multiple people in a relationship, one like one woman favors that couple and stuff like that, and you feel left out the moment you start leaking nudes and stuff like that, that's your fault. Like I think about it like that's your fault, dude. Like you put yourself in that position and then to get revenge, you just want to leak nudes and stuff like that. That's just weak shit.
mm-hmm.
That's just weak. Like I don't, I just anyway. What's next? The cases against Kyla Rakita in April have not been officially dismissed. The case against Aaron is still pending. It is unclear what punishment, if any, Nick Rakita may face from the Minnesota Office of Lawyers Professional Responsibility. He's going to lose his license. Rakita is currently not authorized to practice law according to state record. They're gonna strip him. They're gonna strip him. Like I'm calling it. They're gonna take away his license. He's not gonna
Mm-hmm.
be able to do law ever again. During his live stream this week, Rakita explained he is currently unable to practice because he is behind on his consulting legal education requirements. Oh, God. All right. With the case studied, Rakita said he should be able to fulfill those requirements without issue before adding, then they'll probably disbar me for something else. Yeah, because again, with all this stuff, like they're gonna strip him. They're gonna take his license away. That's what do you think?
If not altogether, he may be suspended for maybe a year or two. That they have that option as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, and okay, so now we've gone over to him. Now the next person in line is Destiny. So I was watching what was his name? Abba and Preach, and I saw that video with him just, kind of being like, "Oh, I disavow myself from Destiny." It's kind of like, you were over there dancing with his wife, like like
Wait,
his
which one?
ex-wife.
Which one? The short, stocky one, or the tall, goofy? They both goofy, but the tall one or the short one?
Abba. Abba.
That's the short
The
one.
No, no, no. Preach
Oh, he's
is
the
the
tall
short
one.
one.
Okay, I was the tall
Abba's the
one.
tall one.
Okay.
Yeah, Abba, because Abba was like, I came back from Ethiopia and all that other stuff, and I'm just like, okay, okay. First off, you were in Ethiopia. Number one, I wouldn't even be concerned with the filth of the online world. I would be living life, okay, living.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking actual living. I'm not worried about who doing this. I'm not worried about the manosphere. I'm not worried about nobody. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in Ethiopia getting it in, okay? Um he comes back and he's like, "Well, I heard that Destiny leaked nudes to a 19-year-old or 17, I don't know. Uh, I don't know what it is about these dudes out here just leaking other women's nudes like that. It's weak, honestly.
Well,
I think it is.
my question is this: are you surprised that Abba hangs with Destiny?
No,
So in
I'm not
my
surprised.
mind, so if we believe birds of a feather flock together, because I put them all in the box. I honestly I put them all in the incel box.
Right.
I mean, you could be an incel. For me, incel is just basically you're just a weirdo at this point. Like you're a weirdo with women, around women. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not, your door's not being knocked on, banged on by women. Like women are not flocking to deal with you, to see you. And when you do get a woman, you don't know how to act, and you act inappropriately. If it goes left, you do things like this, like lead nudes. You know, that you pull a Jason Black. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'll fix her. Because back then, 10 years ago, leaking a woman's news was like a death kill. Nowadays, with OnlyFans, Pornhub, women are just empowering themselves anyway off top. So that shaming shit doesn't work like it would have worked 10 years ago.
Right. Right. I just think that when a guy leaks a woman's news, it's kind of like you've already had that in the chamber. If it's like a in
Yeah,
case of emergency break glass type of thing.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just like, come on, like I've had my heart broken. Like like with my last girlfriend, I never leaked her nudes. I never did that because I just stopped caring. And then on top of that, nigga, I was getting it in like even after that relationship. Dude, oh never mind. Not even gonna go there. But I was living life. I had to, I guess for me, during a long 3-year relationship, I had to sit back, kind of think about what I was going through and what I would be going through for the next so whatever a woman comes my way. And just work on myself. I got rid of everything. Whatever reminded me of my ex, I got rid of.
Hmm.
Pictures, got rid of. Like every picture I got rid of. But what got I guess what I could say from my prior experience is that I didn't really care to, like look at my, ex's body anymore because I was at the point where, I was getting some from a black Latina. So at that point, I didn't even care. You know, the white Jewish pussy kind of left its smart like left the building. So I was just like, in comes some new pussy. So I'm good, like I'm cool. I'm not caring. I'm not giving a fuck. She was blowing up my line. So, you know, that made more sense. So it was kind of more or less like who missed who in this scenario. So I had more power in that. But that's beside the point. Um, when it comes down to just sharing somebody's news, I'm just like, dude, like this is why, I get it why I think certain states now like they will put you in jail for a good amount of time. Like even if you try to fight it, they're going to put you in jail for like here. If you were to do that here in New York or New Jersey or anywhere in the tri-state area, they're putting you in jail. Like they're not playing with that,
Hmm.
you know? And that's just how it is. I just think for Destiny, he's been on YouTube for a good long while, and I think it's him and another, the other guy, Vosh. Like
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the FBI to bust in his door because he was the one that said, what did he say? There's no moral argument for having pictures or videos regarding kids in certain situations that are completely adult.
Hmm.
He's the one that said that. And then, like his whole thing, like I think one of his folders had like lolly in it. And if you know what that is, it's like Japanese like depictions of kids. Like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the FBI to bust down Vosh's door. So there's that. Um but with Destiny, it's kind of just more or less like listening to Abba and what he said. So basically what Abba said was that when he discussed that, hey man, like you're kind of, like you're going too deep, you know what I'm saying? Destiny said, I didn't care, like he didn't really care about the relationship that he was in, or he was just having fun, you
Hmm.
know? And I'm just like, okay, I get. I mean, I would be the guy that be like, okay, you see your friend doing heroin, you're not gonna do it, but you're gonna try to say to your friend, hey man, like you might want to put the needle down. He's like, nah, man, you know, I can put it down at any time, and he stops and he doesn't do it. What do?
Oh,
Do you
you gotta
just
leave
sit
him
there?
alone. You gotta leave him alone. You gotta,
No.
yeah.
But it took it took all this to leave him alone. It's just like, come on, fam. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But what say you?
Oh no, I'm more than sure that Albert knew Destiny had a dark side to him. Like he had a petty, vindictive side. Um, that's just the leaking of the nudes is probably the last ditch effort to hurt the woman. That's the only way you could, outside of putting hands on her. You can't do that. So what's the most humiliating thing I could do to her? Yeah, leak something private that she gave to me that she didn't want to put out to the world, and that's like the last ditch effort. Break glass in case of emergency. Let me hurt this chick one last time, the best way that I know how, permanently. That it's forever out there. You know, and that's another thing
Right.
that it'll always be out there, no matter how much scrubbing you do. But that's just
Yeah.
that's a psychosis, man. That a lot of guys, honestly, of that ilk, would resort to that, or have that the ability in them to do that.
Right. And it's just more or less like, I mean, Destiny himself is a contradictory type of guy, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And to me, it's just like, you know, he talks a good game about being a male feminist and all that other crap. But we all know like there was so Sargon of Akkad made a whole video about male feminists, and there is a whole slew of them with prior sexual convictions. A lot
Wow.
of them, you know, they had all the, you know, they either graped, you know, essayed, they had the CP, you know,
Mm.
they had the CP on the hard drive, they had the hard drives full of them, you know, and it's just it does not surprise me that Destiny got that far. Okay, I mean, can you say also that YouTube is like, I mean, YouTube kind of breeds these kinds of guys?
Oh
Is
yeah.
I mean,
What? Yes. Yes. It is a breeding ground. Yes. Yes.
because it's, I mean, it's no different than Hollywood. You
No.
know, like you,
Right.
like you can have a small ass channel and go buck wild, and people kind of know about it. You know, you can have a big channel and go buck wild, and people know about it because it's
Mm-hmm.
online. Your carbon foot, not carbon footprint. Excuse me, your internet footprint. You know what I'm saying? Like your digital footprint.
Yeah.
It's just, I think more or less you're gonna see a lot more of this. It's never gonna end, you know, unless the meteor comes, which whenever that is. But I think more or less when it comes down to these sorts of things, it's just stupid. You know, like Destiny, he kind of he rubs me as the guy that would do this, you know, like, but again, he purported himself as a beta male. He purported himself as a cuck. You know, like he put that out there. So
Mm-hmm.
now he's trying to get revenge. It's like this is not how that works. You know, you put yourself out there, you know, being cucked by your wife, you know, letting Abba dance with your ex-wife and all that other stuff. So now it's coming back to haunt you. Now you want to do all this crap. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just, you know, but what say you? What say you?
No, you're right. It's way more of those guys out here than people realize, unfortunately. And yeah, like YouTube, breeds these guys every generation. Just more and more churning out, and YouTube's like, yeah, yes, come, spit, spit your
Yeah,
venomous rhetoric. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
just
come hither. Yeah, I mean, I just, I don't know, man. All right, well, time to go over to the urban side. All right, so what do we do? Academics first? Yeah, we'll do
yeah, let's do act.
academics
Yeah,
first.
yeah, we can do act.
Let's do act first. So just from hearing what DJ Academic said to a 15-year-old girl, and
It's a
then
boy. That was a
people,
boy.
oh, 15-year-old,
That was a boy.
wait, was he 15 or was he talking to a 15
No,
year old?
the little boy he was talking to, it was a boy. He was a 15-year-old boy. He was one of He was one of Plaque Boys Max's mods.
Oh, oh. Yeah, we're cooked. I don't know how. I don't know. Yo, yeah, we're cooked, bro. Yeah, that's just cooked. I don't know how you defend this. I don't know how you defend it. I don't know how you can sit there with a straight face and defend it, man. Like you gonna talk, bro. I'm not. I don't know. How do you even how do you even go? How do we even discuss that? Like, how do you
Well, once
discuss that?
again, the generation that we're dealing with, the X generation, don't see sex like the way we see it.
I just even for that. I mean, okay, maybe from the millennial Gen Z side, just seeing just okay. I I get there are just so many slippery slopes with that. I guess what I can say is there are so many slippery slopes that I think people are going down to where it's just like you're gonna go into a place where you're just probably never gonna get out. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen people go down these routes of like, oh, love is love and all that other stuff, to a point where you're gonna go down a rabbit hole that I'm not gonna join you. I'm not gonna. No, no, no. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna join you there. Okay. So I'm staying up at top where, like, now people can have their own opinions and stuff like that. Get that, like, okay, there are only two genders, and yeah, I'm on that camp. There's a fine line between knowing what love is, what a relationship is, and what just getting it in is. All right, I understand all three of them. This is just goddamn weird. Okay, this is just like, I don't know how you can really defend DJ Academics
Well,
with this.
well, the one good thing is he had a lot of his contemporaries that's younger than him come out and say, "Nah, hey, this was wrong." He's still a kid for the most part. Most people would recognize the 15-year-old as a kid, not so much like, okay, he's almost a man. Like, no, he's still a child in some regards, and but a very mature child. But still, people will call him just young or a kid, or what I'm saying. Instead of, um, it was good to see the younger folk come out against him and say, hey, that was not cool. So there's still
Right,
hope
yeah.
left, but every generation you get further away from Gen X, the lines of sexuality become less and less blurred, and then there's going to be no lines at all. Because some of these young
Yes.
guys, the 20-year-olds, they're bisexual. They don't look at it like the way we would. So
Yeah, it's kinda like, I mean, it's like, I mean, do what you're gonna do, but
yeah.
you're gonna go down a rabbit hole. You're gonna go down a rabbit hole you ain't gonna like. Alright, that's all I can say to that. But, then it's just the DJ Academics, defense force, the same guy who yelled at a Latina woman at a Miami, Florida hotel talking about, "I'm the prize, I'm the prize, I'm the prize." Like, who says this shit?
Well,
Like,
that
who says this?
that came from Kevin Samuels, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. uh, It's just, I don't know whether or not to be happy or just, I don't know. How do you
Well,
feel about Kevin Samuel's death is beyond me, but it's just.
I, unfortunately, Ack will be fine. He won't be canceled. He'll be back on Twitch
Yeah, of course.
eventually. It's not a perma ban, but they ban people all the time from Twitch, bring him back a few months later. You're gonna have Ack is gonna have to do an extreme crash out. Ack is gonna have to get drunk, get in his car, crash into somebody for it to be real. At this point, anything he does online, it's not gonna last long. He would have to literally, commit an act, a violent act of some sort outside of his home. I think, with his
Yeah.
drinking problem, what I'm saying? So it would take something along those lines for him to get so jammed up, he'd had no choice but to kind of rethink his ways. Right now, this ain't gonna do it. This ain't nothing.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, Ack is a problem, and then the people that are defending Ack is a problem.
Yeah.
Now, what I've heard from, the Mr. Shaq himself, The dude who lives in Thailand and has to go to restaurants to get his Wi-Fi at. Is that yeah, just it's he well, how he described it was like some sort of okay, it's like okay, children are evil and all this other stuff. I'm just like, okay, one one book read of Lord of the Flies, and you kind of get
Exactly.
that it's just okay. I get it. You're kind of taking a book from Lord of the Flies. How if kids are unsupervised, like the primo stuff comes out. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I get that, but we're in civilized society. We're not in a, like a whole, like like you're on an island somewhere and you have to survive,
And
That's not
remember,
where we're at.
and I'm glad you brought up Lord of the Flies. Remember when they got rescued, and then they were asking the kids what happened. Once they understood what they did, they kind of reverted back to their childlike ways. Like, oh my God, we did that. I didn't realize we were acting like animals to a certain extent. So they, after the shock and trauma, after they were rescued, they kind of went back into their normal frame of mind of being children. But the Lord of the Flies is a perfect
Yeah,
example. That's about survival. I don't care what age you are.
right.
When you're trying to survive,
Yeah,
you're gonna do things. Yeah,
right. You're gonna, yeah, but we're in civilized society. We're not like that's what I wanted to say that because it's just like, but you're kind of going at it from like a Lord of the Flies standpoint,
yeah. Which,
and
which had
it's
nothing to
just
do
kind
with
of
what he
like,
said. Was
yeah,
completely off topic.
yeah, it's kind of like, okay, wait a minute. So in civilized society, like, well, how I saw it was that he was like, well, there are girls that are 14, 13, 14, 15 getting in the clubs. Yeah, that does happen. I'm not saying that it does not. I don't know if it's happening now, considering like the whole low attendance of clubs and whatnot. But in general, yeah, that's going to happen. But as adults, you have to catch that before it happens. Like I'm not a parent. I'm not. But if I was a parent, I would be on top of my kids and be like, what's happening. And if something were to happen to my kid, like I'm sorry, I got to go away for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not sorry. Like I have to just put the book, just Sly. If it ever happened, you just
I
get the
got you.
GoFundMe
I
going.
got you, bro. I got you.
Just get the GoFundMe
I
going. I'm
got
not
you. I
explaining
got
what
you.
happened. You just you'll have to find out on like Fox or ABC or something. You'll both just maybe I'll do a phone call from prison. I'll
That's
do that
funny.
probably.
I got you though.
But that this is what I'm trying to say is that and how he doubled down on that was even worse because it's just like, okay, again, we have laws in place to make sure that kids don't do certain stuff. Now, granted, the internet is fast and it is rapidly making kids into adults. It is up to the parents, to monitor their kids, monitor where they're going online, monitor what they're doing. Now, you can't always do that. I get that, but it is up to the parents to make sure to understand what their kid is doing because then in and of itself it's like okay but when they make an adult decision as a kid, right, and then like the after effects are even worse, okay, psychologically speaking, okay. Now I don't know what his proclivities are. I don't know, but it's just more or less like okay, I kind of saw where it was going, and then I'm just like, no, like no, this is not Lord of the Flies, right? We're not in a situation where somebody was on an island and they were doing what they needed to do, or they were showing something that they would never show somebody. No, no, no. Somebody was online and some other dude was being a weirdo. That's that. Like what else can I say other than that? But what say you?
Yeah, that's why you don't punish kids as adults for the most part when they make adult decisions. Now you're starting to see, certain states and different parts of society kind of change that, but for the most part, you don't punish kids for making adult decisions.
Right.
That, and then, like I said, he made an argument where there was no argument. The argument was you had a 30-plus-year-old man talking, you know, to a 15-year-old in very just cringy, inappropriate ways. And the 15-year-old was had enough sense to establish these are my boundaries. Hey, don't cross
Yeah.
these boundaries. I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk about this. And yet that 33 plus year old man kept, making an issue. So yeah,
Yeah, kept pushing the boundary. It's like, no, there's a boundary that's being set. It's making somebody
yeah,
uncomfortable. And here you are as a mature adult, just being like, hey, it ain't no problem. And maybe you can kind of say that in the urban community, in the urban or the community, we'll go there. In the community, kids are exposed to things a little later in a little earlier in life, and then it doesn't really rear its ugly head until later.
hmm
I guess you can say that, but again, certain black, parents will put their foot down. Some of them will be like, like, nah, he becoming a young man. You know what I'm saying? But again, even then, it shouldn't happen. Because I don't have to go over that. But what say you before we get into
well, urban folk kind of celebrate young men being taken advantage of, and you don't even consider it that. And it's that mindset that other urban societies inflict on other people. So the fact that you have this guy, doing this to a 15-year-old, and it's like, oh, it's no big deal. You're a young man. We got stories of people, hiring strippers for their young sons, um, for whatever reason. And it's like nobody
yeah.
really cares
Well,
about how that affects young men sexually when it comes to them dealing with, women and down the road.
yeah, but in the same breath, like you can't. I mean, it's like you can kind of make a case for that, but then in the same breath, I mean, even the dudes across the street, Black Manosphere, be like, oh, well, this happens to young men too. But then if when it, in real life when it does happen, it's like, oh man, you just man, come on, man, like you got, man, what are you a Twinkie or something?
Well, a lot of
Like
those guys are victims. They just don't come out and say it, but you hear it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, that's why I would never like when I heard, like the age of consent conversations going on in that
Mm-hmm.
space,
Mm-hmm.
I did not no, no. You are either an incel or on some weirdo shit because I'm not having that conversation.
Yeah,
There is no blurring of the lines with that.
yeah,
Like you have that conversation with me, you would then have to be dealt with. We'll have to call up the guys. Okay, we have to get the baseball bats with the barbed wire on them. We have to go get the listen, sorry, you have to we have to put you down. Okay?
yeah,
We're gonna have to take you somewhere, take you probably by the Palisades, in New Jersey, but nothing but swamp, beat the crap out of you and toss you aside.
yeah. Get you up
Sorry
out
that
of
had
here. Yeah, yeah,
like we can't have you guys can't have your kind here. Sorry. But that's beside the point. We don't do that. That not that I heard, but not that I heard.
mm-hmm.
But I guess the final talk that we can have today, and I think it needs to be had is now I don't know anything about truism. I don't know anything about him. Because I'm not deep within the space. All I heard was what I heard when I was in Atlantic City, New Jersey, driving down for at least 2 to 3 hours when I was there. Now, how do I start this? It's Black History Month, so we might as well.
Might as well.
I like the title that we have, the fumbling of black male potential.
Yeah,
Now, you know what? Before we even get into truism, let's start with our main culprit. Like right? Let's start with everybody's favorite punching bag, Angry Man. All right. Now, I don't know how you go from 12, 14,000 people in a live stream, right? You're making buku bucks. You're making mortgage. You're getting mortgage payment style super chats. It takes a really long time for people to do that. You know, like it really takes people a really long time to go on a live stream, right? Get the numbers that he did, and you know, get thousands upon thousands of dollars in super chats. I saw it. I remember that. And how do you go from that to Keisha content? Like what ailed you so much to say, you know what, this Dragon Ball Z shit, you know, I'm making so much money off of this. But you want to know something? Keisha need to be dealt with. Keisha need to be dealt with. I'm
Yeah,
making so much. I'm making buku bucks with Dragon Ball Z, but Keisha twerking her ass needs to be dealt with.
yeah,
Like Keisha having her fifth, sixth child with Pookie and Ray Ray needs to be dealt.
yeah.
Where's the logic in that?
None. There is none.
Like for me to kind of, and there's a bunch of black men that have went from like doing what they want to do to, I don't know. I guess you could say, I mean, the black community is in a very, very bad state of disarray. That is true. But I can also say that, you know, this whole gender war thing has gotten way out of hand. Okay. I have said this many a different times. I'd rather talk about anything else in the world than what Keisha doing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have a problem with Keisha. And I know some people will be like, oh, well, you are a black female sympathizer and all that other stuff. I'd rather be that than than a little big Nate or an obsidian. All right. I'll go down saying that. I would rather be a black female sympathizer than a little big Nate or an obsidian. I ain't going down that route
Mm-hmm.
to where, you know, I say the most grotesque shit to where I get kicked off of YouTube, number one, or I let my health go to crap and speak ill about black women,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like how, like, come on, man, like got the glide, man. You gotta everybody floss your teeth today. All right. Just floss for obsidian. All right. Hashtag floss for obsidian. All right, we doing that. Now, I guess Angry Man would be the first one. You know, he'd be the first one. The next one I would say, and oh god, this guy, I mean this nigga right here, mediocre tutorials and reviews, because this dude actually did video game streams way before he did Keisha content.
Okay.
Here's another one. He is another one. Now he's got a music video coming out. Oh my god, I'm gonna watch that. I gotta watch that. It's coming out on Valentine's Day. I swear. And see, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Melanie Monaco has burnt him up so much that he has to do a music video, because no nigga is showing himself in a Mercedes Benz in a thumbnail. If that no, he was doing that. He's number two. Number three, and I know he's in the clouds, and I know he's listening. Soul Provider Speaks. He's another one.
Oh,
Uh, oh yeah, I'm going there today.
I'm getting out of there. I'm getting out of there. That's the
No.
opinions
I'm
expressed
going in.
by
I
stagehand and does not reflect Super Slot 75 channel. wait, wait, wait,
no,
wait, wait, wait,
no,
wait,
no. I'm going in
wait.
that car. We gonna go in that car real
Hey,
quick. No, I know he's in the clouds listening.
oh
No, you have
boy.
fumbled. Listen, I remember when I was in the space, I was gaining numbers, I was gaining subscribers, people was hitting me up. He was the one that hit me up. Okay. I did listen, Kuda was the one that hit me up. So is Soul Provider. Okay. I'm getting in the car with it. All right. I liked his channel. I like Soul Provider. All right. I liked them. But nigga, you fumbled the bag too. Okay. I'm gonna get on everybody's ass because everybody thinks that I'm not good. Listen, no. I'm getting on people's asses today. All right.
Wait, before you go in, maybe there's a couple reasons why I think people don't make the pivot. Maybe they're scared of success, right? and going into new spaces can be scary for people, especially if you're not surrounded by the comfort of people that look like you. So I think that's what happened with Angry Man. I think he got scared of the potential success because at one point he had 30,000 in the box. I will never forget that day during the Dragon Ball Super series. Right, I think he got
Right.
scared of having to actually have to compete with those that are in those spaces, and success may have scared him off. Um, uh, so there's fear, and then the other people may just self sabotage, or they just don't have the talent to do so.
Listen, man, I'll say this because when this was during a pandemic, everybody was inside, this dude had 200, 300, 400 people, almost 1,000 people watching him on his regular channel. I was there, I saw it. All right. I probably didn't do numbers until later on. Okay. I didn't do numbers on Red Sings the Blues until later on.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one video that did 75,000 views. There was another one that did like 12, 13. I've done views before. It doesn't scare me. Like when people watch my channel and I had video like people, like they said a lot about my channel, but I've made more waves than anybody else. I'll say that. But going back to Soul he had the video game streams, really like those. He had the comic book streams, really like those. Where he dropped the ball with it was just he mixed that with Keisha Content. I'm like,
Mm.
oh God, why the hell are you doing this, man? What are you doing? Get out of it. Listen, I get it. He was trying to be a guy that was trying to be like in the black manosphere, like we didn't have a place where we can call, a nerdum home.
Mm-hmm.
Got that. I like that idea. I like that concept.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you keep that going?
I don't think there is a home for nerds in the manosphere like that.
Of course there isn't. That's why. What was it? The black. Say that 10 times fast. The Black Brain Trust didn't take off. You know.
So so why not go elsewhere looking for the home that you like? I guess the only way into the cool kids club is to talk about Keisha. Like, so I guess this club is so it's the stamp of validation. It means everything. So, like Keisha content is like, if you can't do that, you're not a real guy, or you're not legitimate, or we don't take you serious. Like, well, what is it? Am I off? Am I wrong? Like,
No, you're not wrong on that. I'm not saying you're not wrong because this is where like the rubber meets the road. It's like okay, maybe it's just me. All right, maybe because I grew up in a white neighborhood around white people.
uh oh, uh oh,
Yeah, we're going there today.
uh
All
oh.
right, yep, we're going there today. Okay, I get it. I may not be, like the suave guy that most black men purport themselves to be. 'Cause I don't know what the fuck that means. But I know that even when I was in those spaces, I was the black guy. But I also knew that I needed to have something that people wanted to talk to me about or to stand out,
Okay,
right? Now, in these spaces, I've understood like it's more of an adaptation,
okay,
right? And this is something that I think a lot of urban people don't seem to understand about black people that live in white neighborhoods or white or in those types of settings, right? That it is a complete adaptation. Like you have to adapt. There is no other way. Okay. And I get that, you have your like your crossroads of trying to revert back, like you're trying to, live that stereotype, or you're not that stereotype. Now, those that are not of the stereotype, they're not like, they get called nerd, Oreo, this and that. Like I've been called all that my whole entire life, right? So it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I don't understand how that affects other people, but I kind of get it. But for me, it's just more or less if I had to adapt to my surroundings in order to survive and then live, right? I had to crawl before I walked and then walk before I ran, right? So, how did I mean, listen, I made my own like I was on an island alone for half of my like time in elementary and middle school, but more people came over to me because I was the I played Pokemon, I played Yu-Gi-Oh, I read comic books and stuff like that, and I made friends like that. So that in of itself, I guess it's a sense of adaptation. You learn to survive, right? And then you learn to stand out from the other people. So when you had black dudes that were when you had the young urban men playing basketball and football, I was doing stage crew. So I was learning a trade in middle school, right? I was learning how to build in middle school. I was learning how to do electrics in middle school.
Hmm.
I was learning how to do like the stuff I'm doing now in middle school, right? I've been doing this shit since I was little. So that was another way to kind of differentiate myself from the urban people, right? From the urban stereotype. N- I mean, you're either liked or you're hated, and I don't care either which way because either which way I have to survive. Okay? Like I'm not going to sit around and wait for somebody to help me survive. I'm going to do what it takes, all right? Cuz that's what it is. Now, I know I'm kind of rambling, but it goes back into what we're about to get into, right? With the whole, black male potential. Now, I guess going into it, I have met a lot of black men with a lot of potential. I have met a lot of black men with talent. I have said, dude, I've met I had a I had a friend in high school and we used to play in jazz band together. He was the first bassist. He was bass player 1, right? And he gave that shit up. And he didn't come into jazz band one day. And I asked him, I was like, "Yo, you coming to practice today?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm not coming in today." I was just like, "Yo, why are you not coming in today? You want to know the reason why?"
Why?
How do I put this?
Okay, who talked him out of it? That's what it sounds like.
First off, he was talked out of it, and number two, he was like, I'm banging, a lot of at the time, he was banging a lot of quiches and smoking a lot of weed. So at that point, I had to become base 1. So I had to take his position, you know. And it came to a point where I was just like, "Hey, yo, like, you're the best bass player in the school, right? I mean, you got an assortment of women, black, white, Asian. You got all these women come to you, right? Because for me, it was kind of it. I didn't blossom until senior year of high school,
Hmm.
but this dude was like, like this dude had it made. What the fuck you doing like over here with the niggas? Like, what are you doing here with the monkeys, man? I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, why are you here?
Hmm.
Like you're not you're not like them, And this is where like where the white neighborhood and the black neighborhood kind of collision together because you're right near like South Orange and West Orange versus like Newark and Irvington. So you
Hmm.
had that, like if you know where that is, you had that collision, right? So you had the urban kids come over to the white areas because of whatever the socioeconomic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But once that shit happened, it was just like you saw a lot of black kids, kind of go from like the up and coming to the stereotype, and I'm just sitting there like, what? I didn't do that. I had I guess you could say it's either my upbringing or because I had a good source of friends, or I just didn't care that much. I cared more about finishing school and getting a job and all this other stuff versus like being a stereotype. It didn't really hit me until like senior year college, like but in any case, I've seen a lot of black men just get rid of their talent, like just throw everything away for what?
Hmm.
Just what are we like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
You're here to throw this away for Keisha?
Mhm.
For your homeboys? Like, I don't get it. I can never get it. I will never understand it. But what say you before we keep going?
Well, I can't hold Soul to the same standard because Angry Man and Truism are my age. They're pushing 50. And for them to be this old and still choosing to stifle or reject the better parts of themselves to reduce themselves down to just basically cannon fodder for people, for a group of people you wouldn't want your kids to entertain or be around. So and clearly the Keisha content is not as profitable as people make it out to be. You're not gonna make Kevin Samuels money ever. You wouldn't even touch Tommy's money if you want to get down to it. But
Right.
just the content alone, just it speaks to low level, low vibrational, circular, just rhetoric. It's like you guys didn't you got for every day you learn something new, and this is what you choose to regurgitate every day, 5 days a week, 30 days out the month. Like I couldn't. You're only giving people one facet of yourself. This is it. So this is what you walk around thinking about 24/7 is what Keisha's up to. Never mind your family situation, whatever positives that they got going on. And when you sit down and watch TV to decompress, are you watching shit about Keisha? Are you looking? Oh, here's Keisha doing it. What Keisha does again? Like, are you watching Tyler Perry movies, taking notes? Yeah, Keisha did this in this scene at this time stamp. Like, there's. I
No,
would
at
rather be
some point,
known for.
like no, no, keep going
Well,
before I
I
ask
can't.
you
I
a
couldn't
question.
imagine my kid being at an age where she's a teenager now, and if she clicks on YouTube and types in her dad's name, Keisha content, like I would, you know what I'm saying? Like I would melt. Like I don't want my kid to know me, that side of me, for that. Like no, I want her to see, oh, daddy does this, and daddy has thoughts like this, and oh, daddy like this, like he likes this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're revealing facets of ourselves that sometimes we don't even show to our mates, you know? And it's like this is what your legacy to be, your digital footprint is Keisha? Never mind you've been hiding a whole website of short stories, poems and music, drawings and art, this whole artistic side of you that would take you to a whole nother path in life away from these people. And this is what you want to be in the sewers with DOS effects. Okay, cool. Fine. Have at it.
I have no idea. I just think that it is an absolute like what did J.K. Simmons say in Whiplash? It's an absolute tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, it's an absolute tragedy. Like I just don't understand because it's more or less like, all right, I get it. You know, I was on Uncut Underground like probably 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. You know, and me and Ty we were having a joke session about like the whole like black incel thing.
Hmm.
You know, with the whole negative XP, and I had to defend my position in Midwest emo and math rock.
Right,
I
right,
did
right.
I did that, okay? But I turned that off. You know, we had our discussion, we had our, like, time in the sun, and then I went back on my fence. The reason why is because listen, there are white people right now that want videos of whatever they want me to talk about,
Hmm.
right? I have said goodbye to Red Sings the Blues. There is a guy that in Chicago that with a prior sex offense that wants me to talk about him, knowing full well I'm never coming back. All right, like I don't know how you still talks about me as if I give a shit. You know, like I don't care. Like, dude, like I was Red Sings the Blues. Now I'm Stagehands in. So what do you want? You didn't want me in your space before. Now all of it, it's like, tell me how am I supposed to live without you? Like, what do you want? Stop tagging me, dude. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, you kind of gay for that shit, but that's beside the point. My point is, like, you can't drag me down back into like the doldrums of what I used to be
Hmm.
because it's like the pivot now. Okay, so I might make numbers today or I might not make numbers, but you know what's better? Me waking up, learning something new, right? And maybe I may not get the numbers that most people get, but I will say that most of the videos that I have done, I don't even have to wake up and do a video half the time because my other videos have been like getting into the algorithm. So I don't really have to do much,
Hmm.
right? It feels good on me to not have to work so much,
Okay.
right? On YouTube. Like I kid you not. Most of the videos, my video essays have been doing so freaking well that half the time I don't even have to come on YouTube and do a fucking video. I really
Hmm.
don't.
Hmm.
But that's me, right? I'm not making a video two a day about Keisha, right? And let me tell you, and let me say this. O'Shea Duke Jackson, with all the technology, editing, all that stuff in the world, most of it's from other Africans and a possible Russian. Even he said to me a long time ago, the self improvement content, the stuff that I was doing, no black person wanted. They
Hmm.
wanted Keisha content. They wanted Kevin because at the time this was when Kevin Samuels blew up, and me and him collaborated.
Hmm.
He said that to me. Coach Greg Adams said that to me behind the scenes. And it took him Ty City and Ramil to come on my channel and say half of the shit that he is now saying. Right? It took that. It took it took so many people to now be like, wow, this is why I pivoted so much so that you can't bring me back to all this crap,
Right.
right? And
Right.
you will never be able to bring me back to Keisha. Like I will never change this room and say Keisha content, culture war content. I'm not doing that anymore because to me, I have seen both sides of both situations of the internet space. And to a certain extent, life goes on,
Right.
right? People are, it's 2025. People are still acting dumb. People are still going to go into like this whole woke, like the liberals are doing this and all this other crap. What is it? The West is dying. Masculinity is on an all time low and all that. Okay, got that. Cool. What are you gonna do? Okay, that's my whole point. Now, I can't get people to change. I can't point a gun and get people to change. I can only change my damn self,
Hmm.
right? And when it comes to the talent that I know I have, right? And this is kind of getting into that. I always wanted to have a channel where I can talk about the stuff that I am talking about right now. I always thought about that. I just didn't know how to go about it
Hmm.
until I watched YouTube videos about how to do a channel like that. I started, finding out who was doing this, who was doing these topics, and what was missing, and all that other stuff. And I made my own puzzle pieces. Like some people who didn't even talk about a video that I recently just posted, it might do numbers, it might not do numbers today, but months to weeks down the line, it's gonna do numbers. I just wait on that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna be like, you know what, I like this. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna do this with this kind of content. You know, but I like being the nerd, the geek, the guy that like the what Rush, right? The
Yeah.
the the song Subdivisions,
Yeah.
right? Great song. I want people to listen to that because that in and of itself is like that's the song that made me who I am today. Okay, there's gonna be people that are gonna try to fit a status quo, right? But it is up to you to be your own island. Okay, it is up to you. I can't do that. Nobody can be like me. Okay, but
Mm.
that's just it. But I guess in a sense of, I guess it's environment. I guess you can say it is environment. It's probably peer pressure, that sort of thing that I always see a pattern with just young black men or older black men. It's just that sort of pattern to be stifling yourself because like the validation of not just Keisha but just Pookie, Ray, I don't know, Pookie, Ray, Tyrone, just black validation. The I am black, like I am black. Here we're talking about black issues, you know. You can talk about black issues and still like you can be black and sprinkle some of that in while you're doing the stuff that you're doing. I always do that, but
Well,
what say
y-
you?
yeah, I think the greatest example of the black man fumbling is Tommy Sotomayor. Had he just chilled on the rhetoric and curtailed some of the stuff he said, um, I mean, how many channels has he lost doing Keisha content and still is trying to find a way back onto YouTube only to do more Keisha content when the platform tells you we don't want this? Truism is in the same going down the same path. You've already lost one channel over Keisha. Now you want to come back with a brand new channel. And what does he do? Keisha content. So
It's
I
like
can't. Why would you even want to waste time trying to save somebody like that? If you don't want it for yourself, fine, fine.
uh, it's like you have to let people go. Like
Yeah,
that's what I learned in life.
yeah.
You have to just let people go, and that's the sad part about this. Like it just gets even more depressing as we go down, another Black History Month, and you see stuff like this. And when I was in the car, when I was doing my delivery and I was coming back to Yonkers and listening to your stream, like I felt angry. Like I felt like I needed to say something because it's just more or less like, like what are we doing? Like what are
Mm-hmm,
you doing? This is bullshit.
mm-hmm,
You have all of this potential. You have things you can make money off of, right? And here you are just letting that shit just fester? You're going to do that? For what? Like for what? Kevin Samuels is gone. The Black manosphere is in shambles. Nobody's giving out cash apps and nobody cares.
mm-hmm.
You see him down the street, Mr. Thailand down the street. He begging for money. You want to go down like that? When I lost my demonetization from Red Sings the Blues, there was no way in hell I was going back to all of that. Because you were there.
Yeah.
I literally was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a channel regarding just TV and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look where I am now.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of success. I want more success. I want more W's,
Yeah.
right? I might eat, maybe low views for a bit. It's still January, right? But I still create content. I still create content for the algorithm. And I know some people are going to be like, "Well, it's safe content. You're just going down the status quo." Would you want to either go down a path where you're making some form of money and you're doing the thing that you love and you go to sleep and you wake up knowing, you know what, I'm doing, something that I like doing, versus you coming up on this platform and saying to yourself, damn, I got to find out what all these Black women are doing, knowing full well it's just TikTok fucking content.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. When it's like, dude, they 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 have this algorithm for a reason because they already know that urban people are going to gravitate towards it. You can call it a grandiose conspiracy, that of what you will.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, got it. But you feed into it.
Like you said, gotta leave them behind. And the crazier part is, we you you techie and one. You guys are prime examples of self improvement, and for the most part, they respectfully reject you guys. You know, like outside of a few of us that will want to have conversations with you guys about TV, film, technology, health and wellness. The majority of those guys don't want to hear that. Don't want to have those conversations, because if that were the case, they'd be having more content about that, or they'd be bringing on guests to talk more about that stuff. And then what happens is when they do it, they see they get low views. They say, "Well, my crowd doesn't want it," and they go back to what they know best. You're right. You're right. Your crowd, your low level, low vibrational, a useless eater of a fan base does not want anything better than the nonsense. So yeah, feed your
I,
crowd what they desire by all means.
it's just, like, listen, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to say other than it's just my videos, every single video, I feel accomplished. You know
I
what I'm
swear
saying?
I
Like
didn't
I
know
feel
you
like
had added me on, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good?
Go
No,
ahead.
what's up, Techie? What's up? Right on
What's
time.
happening, man? I swear. No, I swear I didn't know you had sent me the link, bro. I
Oh
just
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah,
listening
yeah.
like remotely on my headphones and stuff. So, but nah, man. Good conversation, Red, bro. You up here cooking, man. You know what I'm saying?
listen, man,
Yeah.
I'll be cooking.
What
Yeah,
what you
no,
want to
your
add,
channel
Techie?
is doing like awesome though. Your channel is doing like awesome, man, for real. Like I've been watching, kind of in the background because a lot of those shows I be learning stuff from them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember, I remember some of the shows, but it's good to hear the background behind them. So it's dope. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. I get
um,
you.
I'm trying to remember what the hell I was gonna say, bro, because I've been saying so much in the chat, man. I
Oh
apologize.
no, I
Go
wanted.
ahead, keep going.
Well, no, no. The wasted potential. Like, how many content creators have you seen that you currently watch? And be like, man, you could be so much more if you just didn't and went in this direction and got away from the Keisha content. Well, what do
Yeah,
you what?
yeah,
Well, what do
hey,
you?
that's true.
Yeah.
It's true, bro. It's like a lot of people out here that have a lot of potential. Like I've seen, and I'm glad you switched up, Red, because I think I might have said that when I interviewed you on when you interviewed me on your channel, we had a
Mhm.
conversation about that. I know we was talking about tech and all that good
Yeah,
stuff, and I was remember I was thinking you had the right voice to push other types of content. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah,
would really resonate with a lot more people outside of this space. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But
Yeah,
um that's exactly what I did like on my channel, bro. Like I think I messed up in the beginning. I kind of stunted the growth of my channel because I was focused on trying to push it just strictly in this space and just trying to be um and it's not that you just trying to be around the popular topic or whatever, but you just want to be around other black people and you would think that they would resonate with this stuff as well, even though it may be slightly off, or you could find some people that can resonate with the content. You know what I'm saying? To
yeah.
try to help out some of the guys here, but yeah, people didn't want it. They
So
rejected it. All that good stuff. Go
so
ahead.
so do you think the majority of us as a people don't want the good what we need to help us grow and show other sides of us outside of rapping and football and basketball?
Yeah.
Well, oh, go ahead, Red. Go ahead.
No, I mean, it's like, I listen, when I was doing all those interviews, I was thinking about like, all right, what can we do or what can I do, to help better because I was about the betterment of black men, the young black youth. We can talk about other things. We are more than what our stereotype leads us to,
Right.
right? That was the premise of everything that I was trying to do. I wasn't just doing it for fucking money. I was doing it because here's keep it techie. This is everybody's in black men want to get into tech. Here's somebody you can talk to. Here's a black man that talks about religion. Here's somebody that I did that because I was trying to be like I was trying to not even be a bridge, but just like, hey, we can talk about other things other than Keisha content. Just keeping it off rip. Like we if you want to get out of the stereotype, this is a way to do it. You know, no, regardless of what people think. But that's my thing.
No, I 100% agree, man. Like, I mean, just like what you said, man. All I'm gonna do is kind of reiterate or regurgitate kind of what you said, man. We all have our talents. You know what I'm saying? And we don't always have to follow behind the trendy topics and what other people are talking about. Show your talents. You know what I'm saying? They may be out the norms. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, I'm just kind of regurgitating what you said and adding on to it. But I 100% agree with what you said, Red. So go ahead.
Yeah, of course. No, I just think that when people, well, when just urban people, like when we talk about, well, there's not enough positivity, but when it's right there with you, when it's right there in front of your face, and you don't take it, it's like, What are you talking about? Like, I always hear that. It's like, well, we don't have a lot of positive black role models. We don't have a lot of positive black people. Them is right in front of you. What do you do? Always, it's like, don't talk to me about that if you're not gonna be serious about it, right? I always say that, and I get report about that because it's just like, well, you are. It's either you. I consider myself to be an uppity or whatever the hell that is, but it's like you asked me to be a positive member of the community. You asked me to find people. Here they are. Now you want to do so. Now what are you going to do about it? Are you going to lift them up or you're going to keep them stagnant? And 9 times out of 10, it's stagnation.
Let me ask you guys, do you see more of an uprising of men saying, you know what, maybe it's time we change up a bit? Like, it's getting a little bit long in the tooth. You know, we're talking the peak manosphere from 2018. All right, it's been 8 years now, 6, 7 years now. Guys, what are we doing here? Like, I get it. Keisha is the center of the universe, but there should be more to us. We should be presenting more and wanting more, just not only for ourselves, but for, you know, the people that we cater to or give content to. So do you guys see more and more kind of many uprisings or people kind of challenging the status quo of Keisha?
Well, now
I
they
think,
are. I was
yeah, I
doing it
think it.
before. It was
But I think it'll only be a few. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I look at it like this. Some of these guys are kind of stuck in their ways, especially once you reach a certain age.
Okay.
They like addicted to talking about this Keisha content or listening to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Okay.
gonna take something extreme, either, you know, losing jobs or something like that, or just something extreme that will make them start looking into other things. But a lot of these guys, if they're content on talking about that, they're gonna continue talking about it, bro, because they always bring up this one excuse, majority of the times. Oh, we got younger people coming into the space. We
Right.
got to
I
keep
keep hearing that.
pushing the message.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. That doesn't
but
work
your
for
mess
me.
but the message is hop in a goddamn balloon. Even Saturday Night Live, I worked for Saturday Night Live. When Kevin Samuels blew up, they've been talking about the manosphere. Okay, been making jokes about it. Broadway has made jokes about the manosphere. There was a Broadway play. Now it's a Broadway play that made fun of the manosphere, made fun of Kevin Samuels. Okay, I've seen it. I've worked in it, and now it's to a point where the message is gone. Now it's just pop the balloon. It's pop the damn balloon and like 30-second speed dating. That's it. Like it you're not no at some point nature has to heal itself. Okay? Nature has to heal itself and it's kind of doing that with the urban community. It's either gentrification or something else. All right?
It,
I'm just and with this it's either losing a channel or because Rumble and Kick ain't doing it, but go ahead.
well, is this just another extension of us? You know, urban folk are known for either sports or entertainment. Is this just another example, another extension of what urban folk have been mainly known to do, or what they've decided to only be good at? Is just the entertainment, the wildness, the ratchetness. Is that what we're? Is that? So we're just in another form of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's what I think. You know, like why even put ourselves in this? Like you put yourself in this because you like you have to either validate yourself as a black person or you want to stifle your own creativity for whatever that reason for black people. It just makes no sense to me, you know? Like I don't know.
What'd you say? What do you say? What you got on that, Techie?
I don't know. I think some black people just too afraid to step out the box. You know what I'm saying? Like do something totally different. Like they'll a lot of that's why you got okay. The podcast started, you know, with Joe Button. Then
Yeah.
everybody came in behind that and wanted to be a podcaster. It's
Yeah.
like the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And people don't come up with or bring their own thing to the or concepts to the table, you know what I'm saying? Or something
Mm.
that's outside the box from what the norm, you know what I'm saying? And really that's what make you stand out. I mean, that even goes to rapping. That's why, you know, the guys that kind of stand out, they made their own like lane or whatever, or they rap a certain way, or they rap to certain types of music that kind of stood out and that helped them excel past all the rappers out here that are making the same type of content. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Or the same
Mm-hmm.
type of music over and over. And yeah, that's trendy, but step outside the box, man. I don't know, do something different, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about other hobbies that black people have. You know what I'm saying? That's not really, put out there as much. I don't know.
So
That's
so
just my thoughts.
is it really the media that paints us as one trick ponies, or do we do it to ourselves? Because if I'm looking at just literally just at this space, I'm like, no, that's not media. That's us programming everybody to see us as one trick ponies.
Yeah, I mean, you have what was his name? What's the YouTuber's name? I think his name is Shaggy Durags.
I remember him.
So
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude's a fucking beast when it comes to doing Static Shock and all them other black. He's a great example. He's what got me into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I watched his content, when I was doing my pivot, I was watching Shaggy Durags. Dude does nothing but black cartoon content, and sometimes he goes over to the white content, but when he does the black content, I was like, you know what, this is something that we should be doing. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? This is something that I see young black men always talking about, this type of stuff. And you got Shaggy Durags doing it. He's making numbers and doing numbers and all that other stuff. Maybe it took him a long time. It's taken me a long time. But in essence, I'm up there, like I'm getting up there. But that's just the thing, right? I decided not to be a one trick pony, but yet again, I'm not a one trick pony to begin with. Like I always talk about something different because it might, like for me, I'm always evolving. So there's always something that I'm going to do, to better myself or better a situation. But that's because, like I've had a military dad, like my dad was in Desert Storm. So I had something different, you know, versus like what some black men don't have. And I get that. But when it comes down to this content, like there's no rhyme or reason. Like when I see this sort of content come up on my feed and stuff like that, I press the no recommend. Please don't recommend this to me.
Right.
I don't care if it's 10,000 views or 10 fucking views. I don't want to watch it because it's just like, yo, how much? Yo, come on, man. We're trying to
And I
tell the
also
truth. We're trying to tell the truth. We got to speak the truth.
Go ahead, take it.
What?
Yeah, and I always see like I also see like those stereotypes being pushed by the media too.
Okay.
So if that's what we see, then that's what a lot of people that don't have any, I don't know, like ideas that, or they looking for ideas that they just gonna go that route, that's being pushed as something where you could be successful, if that makes sense.
Okay, I'm with you, but this thing, we have been empowered. We have been given power to change people's opinions, thoughts, but religions. Like there's a great power that we have been given, and to only just use that against your people to keep them at a certain level, that's treasonous. To me, that's disgusting. I listen. I don't want to sound like a pro-black, but if you're not uplifting, at least those around you and those that have immediate access to you, you're doing a disservice to your people. But if you don't like the narrative that the white media pushes, then be the catalyst for change. Help be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. I see too many of these guys want to be part of the problem, and then if I say something, well, you're anti. You problematic, Slide. That's why we don't fuck with you to begin with. Okay, that's fine. But
You worship the devil.
Yeah. Like that's where we're at. We're still on that. Okay, fine. So y'all got any last words? I'm trying to keep you guys here all night because somebody gonna clip this and be like, oh, they starting up again. Slide over there.
Go ahead, go. No, I say go ahead and clip this, clip all of it, because guess what? You'll be proving the point. That's it. Mic drop. I'm out. Peace out.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Right,
I dropped down. I ain't got no last words. Yeah, good to talk to you, Red, man. Keep doing your thing on your channel, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, new videos out.
I think I shared one of your videos not that long ago. I think.
Oh yeah,
if I didn't, I'll do it
thank
again.
you, man.
But whatever.
I mean, it's all up, man. Listen, man. I'm almost at 12,000 subscribers. Like it's a slow go up, but
And I'm not in that space, so you ain't got to worry about any people come and find
me.
Oh
no, thank God, yo, dude. Listen, look, any which way we can keep that shit. Listen, good fences. # good fences. That's all I can say to that, bro. All right, man. I'm out. Peace.
All right, man. Yeah, and I'm gonna hop down too. No, I appreciate you letting me on. I didn't even know you had sent me the link, bro.
Yeah, you said, hey, let me on. I was like, well, shit, come on, here you go.
Yeah, because I was in the other room putting together this piece of furniture and listening to it, and I just hopped in front of the thing and said, man, you should bring me on for this topic. Just joking.
One last question before I let you go.
Okay.
Are you disappointed with your YouTube experience, seeing what you've seen, the overall result of the paths some of these people have taken?
Yeah, very disappointing, bro, because it's a lot of people out here that could be like, I see the potential. Like, and I'm gonna just use Mr. Fantastic as an example. And it's not to shit on him or anything like that, but he's a military guy. He's got all his military experience. He understands the way the military works, understand the pathways that Black men can go if they do decide to go that route. Why you not putting out content like that? You know what I'm saying? To help other young people coming behind you. You know what I'm saying? I understand there's issues with women out there or whatever, but he's just one example. But there's plenty of guys out here with a whole bunch of talents I done ran into, Reg with the guitaring and stuff. Nothing wrong with Reg, that's my guy. But you know what I'm saying? Just different guys with different talents.
I wanted to say, hey man, go ahead, bring out an arpeggio one time. Go ahead, tap them strings one time. Okay.
Exactly. But nah, man, like just all his talent, bro, and we could be pushing his talent, to everybody, and you can make money in the long run, bro. They got people out here doing videos on woodworking, bro, making millions of dollars, bro, millions of views, just making chairs and stuff with it. If you know how to do that, why not showcase it and put it out there, bro? They got people making millions off of melting down metal in a what they call it, thing,
smelter.
Yeah, the smelter, and they'll find just different types of metal, get the metal out of an engine, melt it all down, and then make something out of it or whatever. And that's all they doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so many ways you can make money out here, and constantly focusing on just one thing when it comes to just women or whatever. The women to come, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I had my issues with women too. Like, I didn't get it right away or as fast as other people. I mean, we all go through that type of stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? But figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it'll happen for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, bro. I get it. It's a space for this type of content where you actually telling people the pitfalls and what to look out for. I get that. But just constantly complaining about every situation, bro, when they got Black women out here in Congress looking out for our best interests. You know what I'm saying? Like with this whole DEI shit that's going on right now, these people are basically using the DEI crap, basically calling DEI, anytime they use DEI, it's a new slur, essentially. DEI means nigga with a job that didn't earn it. That's essentially what it means. You know what I'm saying now? And they got people out here fighting against that shit and fighting against these narratives I don't know, bro. I think it's a lot of stuff that people could be doing to help our community. You know what I'm saying? Besides just constantly focus on the issues, their issues with women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I got, bro.
B1 Techie
let
right
me
there,
get off
y'all.
my high
B1 version of
horse, man.
Techie. Y'all better watch out.
I'm up here preaching this shit, man. I'm finna pass the collection plate. Nah, I'm just playing, man. Nah, man. Hey, I appreciate you letting me on, man. I'm gonna hop down, bro.
Anytime, brother. Thank you.
Good
Thank
talking to
you.
you. All right,
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah. I'm getting a team together. I got the Avenger Initiative. I'm putting a team together. Yo, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank everybody that came through. Red, especially Techie. You know what? I think I got one more effery stream in me tonight. Give me an hour. Give me an hour. Justin Trudeau just announced they're going to be tariffing imported goods from U.S. This is not good for the American people. I'm going to keep saying it. Trump is going to slowly bleed America by 1,000 cuts. He is not what you thought he was going to be. He is not the Trump from 2016 at all. And I'm here for it. So give me about an hour, and I got maybe one more effery stream, and we're gonna get into it. Shout out to everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's conversation. I surely did. And all the hate watchers, go ahead and fire up y'all streams tonight, because it's Saturday night. Y'all ain't got nothing else better to do but talk about what you saw. Y'all have a good one. Peace.